Dear students, in this class we are going to study transmission coefficient, standing wave and standing wave ratio. The first topic of the class is transmission coefficient. The transmission coefficient is a measure of how much of an electromagnetic wave passes through a surface or an optical element. Transmission coefficient is the ratio of the transmitted voltage to the incident voltage. A transmission coefficient describes the amplitude, intensity, or total power of a transmitted wave relative to an incident wave. Consider a wave traveling through a transmission line with a step-in impedance from load to characteristic impedance. When the wave transitions through the impedance step, a portion of the wave will be reflected back to the source. Because the voltage on a transmission line is always the sum of the forward and reflected wave at that point, then the amplitude of the forward wave must be sum of the two waves, that is 1 plus reflection coefficient. 1 is amplitude of the incident wave, reflection coefficient is the amplitude of the reflection coefficient. Figure shows the transmission of power along a transmission line where PINC is the incident power, PREF is the reflected power, PTR is the transmitted power, Z0 is the characteristic impedance and ZDEL is the load impedance. To find out the equation of the transmission coefficient, consider the length of the transmission line is L. Let the traveling waves at the receiving end is given by equation 1. That's the sum of the incident wave and the reflected wave is equal to the transmitted wave. Equation 1 can be written as in the equation 2. Equation 2 is the current equation of the traveling waves at the receiving end. It's the incident wave, reflected wave and the transmitted wave at the load end. We will get the reflection coefficient at the load end by multiplying the ZL to the equation 2 and substitution of the result in equation 1. This we will see how we will get the reflection coefficient. Multiplying by ZL to the equation 2 V plus divided by Z0 e to the power minus gamma L minus V minus divided by Z0 e to the power gamma L into ZL is equal to VTR divided by ZL e to the power minus gamma L into multiply with the ZL. Simplify the equation. V plus divided by e to the power divided by Z0 e to the power minus gamma L minus V minus divided by Z0 e to the power gamma L into ZL is equal to VTR e to the power minus gamma L. Equation A. This equation should substitute to the equation 1. After substitution, equation 1 becomes V plus e to the power minus gamma L plus V minus e to the power gamma L is equal to ZL by Z0 into V plus e to the power minus gamma L minus V minus e to the power gamma L. Z0 further simplify above equation e to the power minus gamma L plus Z0 V minus e to the power gamma L is equal to ZL V plus e to the power minus gamma L minus V minus e to the power gamma L into ZL. Now Z0 V minus e to the power gamma L right hand side V minus e to the power gamma L into ZL will be moved to the left hand side. V minus e to the power gamma L into ZL is equal to ZL V plus e to the power minus gamma L minus Z0 V plus e to the power minus gamma L. Therefore, Z0 plus ZL into V minus e to the power gamma L is equal to ZL minus Z0 is equal to into V plus e to the power minus gamma L. So this equation becomes V minus e to the power gamma L divided by V plus e to the power minus gamma L is equal to ZL minus Z0 is equal to ZL plus Z0, nothing but reflection coefficient at load end. In terms of the impedances, ZL is the load impedance, Z0 is the characteristic impedance, V plus and V minus are the complex quantities of the amplitude, incident and reflected amplitudes. VTR is the amplitude of the transmitted voltage. Now divide the equation 1 by V plus e to the power minus gamma L and substitute the equation 3 into the resultant equation of 1. We will get the equation number 4, that is the transmission coefficient equation. Firstly, we have to divide the equation number 1 by V plus e to the power minus gamma L. We will get 1 plus V minus e to the power gamma L divided by V plus e to the power minus gamma L, which is equal to VTR divided by V plus. Substitute the equation 3 into equation B. So that's why we will get 1 plus gamma L, reflection coefficient at the load end, that is V minus e to the power gamma L divided by V plus e to the power minus gamma L, which is equal to VTR plus V plus. What is this? VTR divided by V plus is transmission coefficient. Transmission coefficient is the ratio of the transmitted voltage to the incident voltage. So transmission coefficient is the amplitude of the forward wave must be sum of the two waves, that is the sum of the incident and the reflection coefficient waves. For substitute the reflection coefficient equation in terms of impedances, then we will get transmission coefficient equation. So T equal to transmission coefficient notation, T equal to del plus Z naught Z plus ZL minus Z naught divided by ZL plus Z naught. The remaining terms are 2 ZL divided by ZL plus Z naught. Equation number 4, that is transmission coefficient. The power carried by the two waves in the side of the incident and the reflected wave equation is given in the equation number 5. The power carried to the load by the transmitted wave equation is given in the equation number 6. Now equate the equation number 5 and the equation number 6. We get VTR e to the power minus alpha L square divided by 2 ZL is equal to V plus e to the power minus alpha L square divided by 2 Z naught minus V minus e to the power alpha L square divided by 2 Z naught. Equation number C. Divide equation number C by V plus e to the power minus alpha L square. Equation number C becomes VTR divided by V plus whole square, which is equal to ZL by Z naught. One minus V minus e to the power alpha L divided by V plus e to the power minus alpha L square. As we know that VTR divided by V plus is the transmission coefficient which we have seen in the previous slide. So square of the transmission coefficient is equal to ZL divided by Z naught into 1 plus V minus e to the power alpha L divided by V plus e to the power minus alpha L is the reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient is the ratio of the reflected voltage to the incident voltage at receiving end. This is the equation square of the transmission line equation, square of the transmission coefficient equation. Reflection coefficient is a parameter that describes how much of a wave is reflected by an impedance in the transmission medium. It is equal to the ratio of the amplitude of the reflected wave to the incident wave. In the figure, a signal source with internal impedance, possibly followed by a transmission line of characteristic impedance Z0 driving the load ZL. The voltage and current at any point along a transmission line can always be resolved into forward and reflected traveling wave given a specified reference impedance Z0. In terms of the forward and reflected waves determined by the voltage and current, the reflection coefficient is defined as the complex ratio of the voltage of the reflected wave to that of the incident wave. This is typically represented with a gamma and can be written as equation A. The incident voltage and current waves traveling along the transmission line are given by following two equations. If the line has the length of L, the voltage and current at the receiving end become as per the 1 and 2 equations respectively. The ratio of the voltage to the current at the receiving end is the load impedance that is given in the equation 3. The reflection coefficient at the receiving end is the ratio of the reflected voltage to the incident voltage. By solving equation 3, we will get the reflection coefficient at the receiving end in terms of impedances. Firstly, we will write equation number 3. V plus e to the power minus gamma L plus V minus e to the power gamma L V plus e to the power minus gamma L V minus e to the power gamma L. Solving the equation 3, ZL into V plus e to the power minus gamma L minus V minus e to the power gamma L is equal to Z naught V plus e to the power minus gamma L plus V minus e to the power gamma L. Now I'll keep V plus term on side e to the power minus gamma L into ZL minus Z naught, which is equal to, now V minus e to the power gamma L is keep outside, so here ZL plus Z naught. As per the reflection coefficient definition, incident voltage, ratio of the incident voltage to the, reflection coefficient is the ratio of the reflected voltage to the incident voltage, is equal to ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. So this is a question. A load impedance of ZL using a reference impedance Z0 corresponds to a reflection coefficient. If the load ZL were measured not directly but through a transmission line, then the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is identical. However, its phase will have shifted according to the equation 5, where magnitude of the gamma L never greater than unity. For a lossy line, that means attenuation constant is not equal to 0, both magnitude and phase of reflection coefficient are changes. For a lossless line, when the attenuation constant equal to 0, the magnitude and phase of the reflection coefficient remains constant. Reflection coefficient will be 0 if terminating impedance is equal to the characteristic impedance. Standing wave. The general solutions of the transmission line equation consists of two waves traveling in opposite directions with unequal amplitude. A wave is transmitted into one end of a transmission line and another wave is reflected from the other end, which traveling in opposite direction. Then the voltage wave equation can be expressed as Vs equal to V naught e to the power minus j phi. This is called the equation of the voltage standing wave, where V naught is called amplitude of the standing wave and phi is called the phase pattern of the standing wave. A standing wave, also known as stationary wave, is a wave which oscillates in time but whose peak amplitude profile does not move in space. The peak amplitude of the wave oscillations at any point in space is constant with time, and the oscillations at different points throughout the wave are in phase. A standing wave in a transmission line is a wave in which the distribution of current and voltage is formed by the superposition of two waves of the same frequency propagating in opposite directions. Such a standing wave may be formed when a wave is transmitted into one end of a transmission line and is reflected from the other end by an impedance mismatch. In this graph, the green line is moving to the right, the blue line is going to the left, and the red line is the sum or total electric field. Standing waves are created by the superposition of incident and reflected traveling waves in an improperly terminated transmission line. What is the improper terminated transmission line? Improper termination means the load impedance has a value different from that of the characteristic impedance of the line. Signal energy is transmitted through a transmission line from the source or generator to the load or receiver in the form of voltage and current waves. At the load end, part of the signal is reflected back depending on the type of load impedance and the characteristic impedance of the line. In this graph, we can see that Y1 is moving to the right, Y2 is moving to the left, and Y1 plus Y2 is a resultant wave or standing wave. The value of reflection coefficient obtained at any point from the load end. The standing wave is obtained by taking the superposition of the incident and reflected voltage waves. Since the position of points corresponding to Vmax and Vminimum remain constant with time, the wave is called a standing wave. A standing wave results in Vmax, Vminimum, maximum current equation and minimum current equation. For a lossy line, alpha is equal to not equal to 0, ZL is not equal to Z0, line is imperfectly terminated. Since line is lossy, Vmax and Vminimum are not constant. If the line happen to be lossless, alpha equal to 0, then however Vmax and Vminimum would have been constant through the length of the line. If the line is terminated in an open circuit, a short circuit, or a pure resistive load, the incident energy at the load is reflected back. That means the reflection coefficient at three cases is equal to 1. The standing wave in all three cases is said to be a pure standing wave. The distance between two successive maxima or minima turns out to be lambda by 2. For standing wave in any lossless line, Vmax and Vminimum have the same value throughout the length of the line and are used to define a parameter called the voltage standing wave ratio (VSWR). Standing wave ratio. Standing wave results from two traveling waves in opposite direction on transmission line. The ratio of maximum of standing wave pattern to the minimum of standing wave pattern is called standing wave ratio. Standing wave ratio or SWR is a measure of the load impedance relative to the characteristic impedance of the transmission line in use. If the transmission wave is perfectly matched, ZL is equal to Z0, then there is no reflected wave, gamma equal to 0. Such line is called flat line. Standing wave ratio of pure traveling wave is unity. Standing wave ratio cannot be defined for lossy line because standing wave pattern changes from one position to another. Standing wave ratio is related to reflection coefficient, that is gamma. And gamma can be magnitude of the reflection coefficient can be defined by SWR value. Magnitude of the reflection coefficient always be less than or equal to 1. SWR value always be greater than or equal to